How's it going, guys? I'm here today at Antietam National Battlefield in Sharpsburg, Maryland, and I'm walking through the cornfield right now, which was the most heaviest place of fighting here at in this battle, and I'm very, very humbled by this. I mean, look at this place. It's massive. About 8,000 to 10,000 men fell in this place in a span of a couple of hours. And as you know about the Battle of Antietam, this has become the bloodiest one-day battle of the war and also the bloodiest day in American history. And because what happened was men back and forth just came in between these lines and just back and forth fighting all around this area. It's very humbling. But I want to tell you guys a little story about a unit here that fought. It's the 4th U.S. Light Artillery Company B, I believe. And they were positioned here in the cornfield. And during the middle of the fighting, and I'll show you the cannons here. You can see them, those really big cannons there in the distance. What happened was essentially Confederate units came in charging in. Heavy amounts of Confederate infantrymen were charging into this area, trying to push back the Union regiments. But these two cannons were sitting there pummeling away at Confederate units as they kept charging along, and the Confederate infantry regiments just suffered massive casualties in this place. And then what happened was, as a result, they were surrounded by millions of Confederates coming in from all sides of the place. And then a little guy named Johnny Cook, I believe he was a kid, he helped maintain firing these batteries off, holding as long as they can to hold on the Confederate assaults here in the cornfield. It's just so awkward now to be here. It just feels so eerie here, you guys. It really does. This place it's freaking huge. But back to my story. What happened was essentially they fired about a couple rounds of canister into these guys, and half of the battery lost half of their guys, but it was 46% of their men, and that was a heavy casualty for a battery. But they eventually hold them back and push them back as a result. So I just want to give you guys a little foreground on this, showing you what the landscape around me looks like here at this battle. This is a very large battlefield. I didn't realize how huge this place is. And, you know, it's just very humbling, you know, to know that men fought here and served here. You know, another, you know, like talking about who also held high cost was the 1st Texas Regiment. They came charging in, if I could show you the camera again, they came charging in from here, backed away towards the cannons, trying to push the Confederates back. And they suffered the brunt of the Battery B's canister and cannon fire, and as a result, the 1st Texas Regiment charging in this area would lose about 82.3% of its men, and it's the highest regiment casualty on both north and south. This regiment was the -- 1 unit that lost the most amount of men in a couple of hours here, and they lost their battle flag here too. I don't know where the spot it could have been, but just shows you how the men really described it well here. And another part of this battle, which is crazy, is we're coming up here, back at the edge of the cornfield here. What happened was, as a result, when the Iron Brigade, if you can see I'm wearing an Iron Brigade t-shirt, I'm honoring Wisconsin boys and those other boys that fought, they came across here in the field, coming up behind me. And what happened as a result was they came up at the edge of the cornfield, and once they crossed it, a line of Confederate soldiers just lined up and just fired a volley into them, suffering many heavy casualties. The Iron Brigade suffered heavy casualties in this place, and I'm very humbled by that too. And they also would later fight at Gettysburg. So I just want to give you guys a little introduction, teaching you what it is about around here. So I wish you guys a blessed day. You guys, see you later.